Abide. Accept or act in accordance with a rule, decision, or recommendation. I said I would abide by their decision. Synonyms: comply with, obey, observe, follow, keep to, hold to, conform to, adhere to, stick to, stand by, act in accordance with, uphold, heed, accept, or go along with, acknowledge, respect, or defer to. He expected everybody to abide by the rules. Often we will read parables in the Bible, and they are hard to relate to because Jesus uses examples from the life that the people that he was talking to would relate to. Most of us don't live in an agricultural community like those people did. Our neighbor has a fence that runs along the back of our yard. It has a grapevine that grows on it. Really, it grows on it, in it, and all over the place. They are really invasive. In an effort to make the backyard look a little nicer and to provide some privacy, we planted some decorative grass along the fence line. Now, the grapevine grows into the grass and when left alone, chokes the grass out. For this reason, I go back regularly to pull out or cut out the vines that are growing across the fence into the grass. The vines are very green and lush on the fence, and even when we cut them back, the cut vines are very green. I will usually leave the vines in a pile, and when they are dried up, I will throw them in our fire pit. What stood out to my wife and I the other day when we were walking in the yard was how quickly the vines withered and became brown and crunchy after we cut them off the fence. In just one day of being cut off the fence, the vines were crunchy and very dead. In the process of cleaning up our yard and making the fence look more attractive, we were reminded of these verses Jesus spoke in the book of John. John 15, verse 4, "Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it abides in the vine, neither can you unless you abide in me." Verse 6, "If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered, thrown into the fire and burned." Verse 7, "If you abide in me, and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you." The point of this parable is how we as Christians need to be connected to Christ continually. Seeing the vines in our yard one day after we cut them off the fence made this parable become very real to us. The fact that we need to be in our Bibles, we need to be praying, and we need to be abiding in Christ all the time. If we don't, our lives in a very short time become old, crunchy, and dead. So, Christian, I encourage and challenge you to do these things daily, even continually, for a life and relationship with Jesus that will give you hope and joy as you walk the path of life with your Lord.